10. And when we walked in, first we got to like the vaccination area. You show your vaccination shit, and then you walk past that point, and that's like almost to security. And hella people jumped in, bro, like off the fence. Like there's a whole army of niggas just hopping over the fence at like 10 a.m. around that time. So then we got past security. Everything was cool. Like us three, we were just walking in like normal. Wasn't running or anything. They let us in early, around like. Actually, no. We did. Oh, it wasn't early. Okay. So they let us in early, and we walked straight to the thrill stage where everything was for yesterday, and like the chill stage was where Travis was. So we got to the thrill stage, and we were on the barricade. There wasn't many people over there, so we were over there for a while and just chilling. And then obviously, when people just came in. We were there with Yubis Tamor, if I pronounce the name. Yeah, they were warming up, and it was dope. We were all chilling. Everything was all vibes. Then everybody came packed in. Before everything even started, Metro Boom, but he was supposed to play at 1. So around 1:20, like he still wasn't out. People were saying, fuck Metro. It was packed as fuck at this point. Everybody's just screaming. We're on the barricade. We're not saying shit. We're just chilling, but it's whatever. And then after that point, he doesn't come out. Master P comes out. It kind of jumping out, really. Everybody's pushing and everything. At this point, it's cool. It didn't start getting crazy. But it didn't really start getting crazy until, like, what part? When did it get crazy?
Like Don Toliver.
Don Toliver. When Don started coming out, when Don came out around 4, that's when it got crazy. That's when everybody started screaming for help. It was medics everywhere, throwing up X's. People were passing out. It got really crazy. It was hot, and they weren't passing out water. We were begging security to pass us water, and like they gave us water bottles, but they wasn't really supposed to. But I don't know. I'm running out of time though, so I'm gonna do part 2. Okay. 10. There's be a lot of parts, man. We can get to part 2. Okay, so part 2. So we're at Don Toliver, and this is where it like starts to go down for real. It's still like daytime, so the sun's out, and it's insane. He comes out from the jump, like his energy's crazy. Everybody's jumping, going nuts, and I'm having a great time. We're all having a great time, and over time, like people are like throwing up X's, right? Or security's throwing up X's, and an X man like called a medic, and so medics kept running past because like we're on the barricade, and they would run like in front of us, right, to go to wherever it was. And it happened like every other, how many minutes, bro?
Like it was for Don, it was like every 3 minutes, like something.
Bro,
I said 10 of these. I don't know.
You said 5 to 10. Very 5 to 10 minutes. It was X's, medics, not just for Don Toliver. And that is at like 4. He phoned at like 4:30. So after Don, Rowdy came out, and from Rowdy was cool. Rowdy was okay. As terms of safety, everybody was cool. I mean, he had a great set. He did amazing. Yeah, we all enjoyed it.
Chill. Everyone was like chill.
Right. Everybody was chilling for the most part. So it wasn't as many medics and stuff. But after that, once Baby came out, it started getting a little darker outside. And there was a few medics here and there, but it wasn't as much as Don was. Then after Don, we saw
it was Rowdy.
Rowdy was after Don. Yeah, he just.
Yeah, and then I'm on Baby right now. Okay, so guys, after Lil Baby, we had SZA, and in that in between, that little intermission, everybody left Lil Baby to go to Travis Scott's area, and they all missed on SZA, right? And so SZA was fine. It was just cool vibes. Nobody really jumping, nobody anything. We were just vibing out, right? But the way Thrills was set up is. It was big, and it had like a barricade section for security to stand, and it was like the way it was set up, it was like a plus shape almost, and so security could like walk out everything. So it was a lot more like I feel like it was a lot more people aware on the thrill stage. I'm gonna show you a picture. Hold on. So right here is a picture of the thrill stage last night, and y'all can see like right in here, and like we were like right there, whatever, I don't know. But you see like this plus sign, like that's where all the security was and everything, mermaids were going. So it felt like it was a lot better of a stage, but I don't know. But we're out of time again, part 3. So anyways, in the last one I showed you how big the thrills stage looked, like how big the crowd was. And I felt like it was more access to like security and everything, and it was also better because it was daytime for the most part. So it was easier to see when people needed help, people calling for help. It was easier to see for it. And during the time we were on the thrill shit, like for Dawn's set and Lil Baby set, like we saw hella people in wheelchairs going past us. People like half passed out. I talked about earlier how I helped a little girl over the barricade. Well, she was a little girl, but I helped her over the barricade, everything. So up to this point, for real, I don't think it was as much chaos yet. I mean, obviously it's still crazy, but I don't think people started going too nuts until like once Travis came out. But there was a point where everybody was just throwing stuff because it wasn't much trash cans and stuff like that. So if you had like a beer can, people were chucking it. People were throwing brooms at one point. People were throwing all like a dodgeball. People had all kinds of items and shit. They were throwing toilet paper everywhere. It was litter everywhere, just on thrill stage. Now after SZA, like I said, SZA was cool, but then Metro came out. He was supposed to come out at 1, but he didn't, and he came out after SZA instead. But at this point, everybody's like, fuck it, we're all going to Travis. So basically, then everybody left and went to the chill stage, which was where Travis was, which was huge. At this point, it's dark outside, and me and the guys go and get food and water because we know it's about to go crazy. It's about to go nuts because we're not going to be on the barricade, so we know we're going to be more mosh pits and shit this time. So we went, we fueled up, and we're at like the food truck area, which is like right by the chill stage, and we walked a few steps, and that was the barrier where everybody was standing. Like that's where the fucking crowd ended, and it was far as fuck from the stage. We couldn't see it through, so we like weaved our way like through hella people all the way to like the very first barricade. So we were pretty, we were like close, but we were like pretty close at the same time. So at this point, we got there, and countdown goes down, and Travis hops out the fucking stage. Fire comes out, fireworks, shit's going insane, bro. We were all feeling it. It's fucking nuts, bro, right? But this time, another girl is passing out, right? And so I had to help this one. All right, part 5.
Okay, so we saw the boy get on the cameraman's platform, and
it was a guy and a girl.
Yeah, at first it was a guy, and he was just telling the cameraman something, and we didn't know what was going on. So like,
I thought they were drunk.
Yeah, a bunch of people thought like they were rolling off drugs. So like, they just like were booing them down, and then a couple of seconds later, like a girl joined the boy, and like she took an aggressive approach to the cameraman. She got in front of him. She was yanking his camera around, like, and like the crowd was yelling at them. So like they were like yelling back at the crowd, and then like eventually another employee for Astrofest like walked up there and like yanked both of them off, and I was right under the camera to like witness that. So like, I guess come to find out, both of them were trying to tell the cameraman that people were dying, but like the rest of the crowd had no clue. Like me and the people like around me like had no idea that was happening. The cameraman probably had no idea that was happening. Like it was just hectic all around. Like it's too hectic. Like it was bad.
It was bad as fuck, bro. And only bad because we really, like, real shit, had no clue,
no idea
what the fuck was really happening out there. Because in our area, like it was cool. We were just having fun, jumping, moshing, everything, just dancing. And a few times, Travis stopped the show. He goes, "Okay, stop, everything stop." And someone's passing out. He's gonna get a medic. He did, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. And on TikTok, people are making videos of like everybody screaming like stop the show, like stop the show, stop the show. But it was so many people and it was so loud that he couldn't hear a lot of that shit. A lot of people didn't hear a lot of that shit because everybody was chanting that. So I didn't hear it personally. I didn't hear any of that. For me, I was having a great time. Like everything was great for me. Picture perfect. Now, once everything was said and done, he left. I realized that the set was quick. After Drake, everything, he performed like 2-3 more songs, and then like it ended. And it ended around 10, opposed to like 10:45. He was supposed to end at 10:45, but it ended earlier. And so I assume it was for one of these reasons. But at the same time, I had so much fun, I wasn't even like thinking about it. But the walk back, everything was fine. It wasn't until we got home and we started like going on social media and seeing everything that happened, that fucking went down, people dying, injuries, all that crazy shit. But we saw like a 5-year-old in the crowd, a bunch of like kids way too young. It was a lot of stupid
small teenage like girls, tiny, had no business being there.
Part 6 on the way. Okay, part 6. This part, after everything happened, the host, everything's cool. We walked back to our crib, and we're sitting there chilling, laughing, joking it up, and then we're all getting tired, about to go to sleep, and then we're checking our phones, and we're seeing people died and shit, and we didn't know like what the fuck was like they're talking about. We're like, people died, what the fuck? Like it said like 12 possible deaths. It said
we heard so many crazy
100. But we took the most outrageous shit, right? They saw a lot more stuff than I did.
They said everyone started saying, "Oh, it's canceled," and we didn't know why at first, and then everything started coming out.
Exactly, like it literally said second day was canceled. I didn't really believe the shit. So this morning I woke up at like 6:30, and I got up as if I'm about to start getting dressed, and I look at my phone, double check, and it really said everything was canceled. Hella news lines from CNN. Fucking Houston news, bro. It was fucking nuts. And so all day we've been down in the fucking dumps, like just stuck. Like we all feel dark as shit because we're having all this fun. And in reality, everything is happening that's completely horrible. It's nationwide. Like we woke up to hella texts and calls from family, friends,
everyone
everything, blowing us up about the shit, and it's fucked up because we feel like personally, it could have been handled better. It couldn't. Well, much more organized. I understand Travis is an insane performer, but in that nature, you need to have more water. You need to be more people, more security, way more security, way more medics, way more awareness, bro. Because I mean, as you can see, this is the outcome of this shit. Like motherfuckers breaking shit down. They ran into people with bags of drugs and stuff. They weren't searching nothing. Vaccination, we handed them like our picture or our COVID test. Didn't give a fuck.
They didn't even look at the vaccination card. They were
like they saw you had a paper and they just walked through. It could have been a paper of fucking Jay-Z. They wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
they wouldn't give a fuck. Like it was really bad. Like as far as the organization went, and once Travis came out, it was fair. It was damn near like survival of the fucking fittest.
It was. You couldn't even so much as move your arm up.
Right.
Like if you were at certain points, like there was no breathing.
No breathing. There was just.
And then every like 5 minutes, you hear someone screaming, "I'm trying to leave! I'm trying to leave!" And someone's passed out. And somebody else dragging them out, and they couldn't even. It was a challenge to even get out.
Yeah, it was a challenge on God, but I'm just blessed that we all made it out. That we're all good. But more in part 7. It's a long series, but it's gonna get real. So, part 7, shit was fucking stupid. It was just stupid how everything was organized, bro. And just like the more I talk about it, the more like irritated I get. It's because like I said earlier, like off camera, but it's like a person who can't swim in the middle of a fucking lake. Like nobody to help. There's like, and the thing is in mosh pits, no, if you're not helping them, they're gonna get fucking trampled over, and you can't do anything about it. Like I said, it's so dark, and it's so many people around that you can't even see. You can't see them getting fucking trampled unless you're like beside them helping them, and nobody's helping anybody. So that's a big thing, and in Travis festivals, like it gets crazy like that. It gets mosh pits, but it should be on the concert goers that they need to really be more mature, be more serious about the kind of shit. Like, because this is fucking terrible, bro. Like,
but it also should have been set up better.
Oh God.
They should have had better security, better like watch out. They ran out of water.
They ran out of water, bro.
Like, how are you gonna run out of water?
They had 50 cases of water for 50,000 people. Just tickets, not even counting people who snuck it, because it was well over 50,000. Like I can tell y'all, whatever you hear on the estimated, no, it was 50,000 sold, but people who snuck in, it was probably around 55, 60,000 easily. I know, and that's crazy because the cases of water that I mentioned, that was only for security. That wasn't even for stations. And they had water stations.
They had one. They had one water station.
But the fact of the matter too is security was just as lit as majority of the concert.
They were smoking.
They were drinking. They were giggling. They were just there to have just as good of a time as everybody else.
Yeah, they were.
There really wasn't a washout for the people there for their safety, as far as I'm concerned.
And it's like if you needed help, especially during Travis's set,
they didn't see you.
There's nothing. There was no lights. There was nothing you could do. People were screaming, "Let us through! Let us through!" And all the sets. But in Travis's, like you couldn't move. There's nowhere to go. You're in a sea of people. There's nothing you can do.
Like you couldn't like if you were in Travis set and you were in the middle of a mosh pit, like it's over. There was no getting out. There was no nothing, and there was nobody on towers really watching over that shit for real. It was bad. Like as bad as it looked, it was that bad, if not fucking worse. Like everything was horrible. It needs to be organized better. There was little kids there. I think the ages was 14, 16, 221, 223, and a 27-year-old who passed away. It's terrible. Our condolences to the family, but horrible experience. But